Hey everyone, Achikah here, and it is finally time to announce the winners of Base Off A Decade in Decor. Excitement! Yes! I just want to thank you all so much for your patience before we get into it. I know that this was scheduled to come out for the 10th of February when I started this whole thing, and usually I don't like to stray too far from the deadlines. However, the extra week was super helpful considering we had 29 entries and all of them were so good, you guys. Like, I cannot thank you enough for all your hard work you put into your bases. They were all incredible. Like, it. I say this every time, but I always get inspired by what you guys do, and you guys always make me think of things that I've never thought of, or how to use furniture in a different way, or how to plan on a base a different way. And I'll be honest with you, I've already started 3 new bases since since the streams, because you guys inspired me to do so. When they'll get done, to be announced, but you know, whenever that happens. But yeah, just man, like 29 entries is crazy. I also needed to really decompress after the streams because I don't live stream that often, so back to back to back streams was a lot. For 29 entries too, even though it was a complete blast. I want to thank you all for showing up too, who did show up. It was a really fun time. Um, but yeah, I really needed that extra week, especially to hammer the rubric out too, and get everything, judged as meticulously as I could. So thank you again for the patience and your entries, and for showing up to the stream, and all the donors too to make the prize. Well, just like I'll get into that at the end of the video. But I just I just want to say thank you for hanging in there for the winners. Okay, so I did mention how this was judged. So there are two things I want to say before we get into the actual winners. Again, I feel like I judged as meticulously as I could. I think I've already stated that. But uh, art's in the eye of the beholder, and since like base off is kind of up to me, and I do have the categories, and it is a point based system, and I feel like it's very um, I don't know the word I'm looking for. Methodical, I guess would be, or it's like in a very logical progression. There's still like, like I bring my own weight to my judging, so you might disagree with the results as always. But again, like I tried to be as upfront and transparent with all my judging, especially because the rubric's out there for you guys to see, or how I judge. So basically, there are 5 main categories for this base off. There's usually 6. But since this is what made it very difficult, was the fact that it was a free for all. So usually base offs come with a theme, so it's like Halloween theme, you have to use a dive theme, there's a summer theme, a challenge theme, where, like you have to adhere by like 200 spots or whatever it was for back to basics. But this time it was a free for all, so there was no like gold star pinnacle or thing I can like reflect on to be like, okay, how does this base feel as a a Halloween theme or a summer theme or et cetera, right? So, um, it's just hard to judge a nature base versus a industrial or a tech base. It's just they're 2 different monsters. If you've decorated both bases, you know that like there's completely different ways to go about it, how to use items, like the flow of the base, etc. So it was a lot to go through. So I had so taking that category away, there are 5 main pinnacles to base off. As always, there's creativity, craftsmanship, logic, storytelling, and aesthetics. And if you guys need more definitions on them, it's in the forum thread of the official DCU Discord with the base off thread. I also posted it in, I think, the Basecrafter server as well. But yeah, those are the main 5 categories that I did everything on. And usually, when I do a once over or a twice over in bases, I can narrow it down to like the top, 7 or 5, like just based off of the point system allotted, and then I go back in with a fine tooth comb and go over it. But since there were on the US side, there were 26 entries. And so instead of being like 7 to 5, it went to top 15. And then it went to top 10. And then it went to top 5 and 4. And then finally the third. And like I said, I feel like I chose the correct winners, at least that based off of the rubric and the presentation and everything. That being said, also, so the second thing I wanted to say for what the bases are based off of, Base Off at its core, at its heart, is a base contest. So it is a visual storytelling um, base experience. That's how it's judged, at least. So the streams are a completely different monster, and it's really fun because you guys get to interact with me, and it changes the whole feeling of a base, which is really cool. And we had several people this time around in Base Off who were in chat and were telling me about their bases and how everything is, and like, what the meaning of things are, and giving me greater context, which was amazing. And it was so much fun, and it really brought a unique experience. Some people did a guided tour, so they were in their bases guiding me around and letting me know about everything and like their idea behind stuff. um, and then some people went above and beyond and did an interactive experience. I know Cruella on the EU side did, and Lady Clay definitely. Lady Clay always does, and it's awesome. It's incredible, and you guys go the extra distance and really make the Base Off live streams like the most fun I have ever had in this game. In fact, I'm going to make a whole video on the VOD part of Lady Clay's video because it was insanely interactive. So that's gonna be fun. It should be out on Monday actually for you guys to go view that. But yeah, just so that being said, though, I can't base my judging off of the live stream interactions and what you guys have told me about the base. I have to go through and be. It has to be a visual storytelling or visual experience of Base Off. Because when I go back and judge, I'm not looking at the VOD. I'm trying to view it as an outsider, not knowing anything. And are you telling me the story that you told me about? Is it hitting all? Is it connecting? So as I kind of treat it like a piece of art, right? So if I view it, am I getting the response that's at its core? And if I'm not, that's totally fine. And if I'm getting something else, that's totally fine too. Um, it's just I can't I can't judge based off your interpretation. I have to base off what's visually there. So, and also some people can't make it to the stream to have the interaction, which I totally get too. I stream very late at night, so you that do show up, like, kudos to you because it's crazy. But it's just I feel like visual storytelling is a even playing ground. So that being said, this is all based solely off of me going back into your bases, combing through them, looking through them, experiencing them with as a blank slate, as just a visual um, canvas basically, and seeing what you guys create. So that is how I based all this. So that is the that is the encompassing way of how I judge. So, what you're all here for, and probably you all skipped to this moment, which I completely understand because I can definitely get into things. um, we are going to have the winners. So we have two different types of winners. We have the best in show category, which is first, second, and third on both the US and the EU servers. So there's two different pools, and then there is also best in theme. So I chose to do a best in theme based off of like the base theme. So whatever base theme you chose to have your base in, there was also a bunch of prizes if you won against all the others in that theming category. So we're going to start on the EU side first. There were 3 entries on the EU side, which means you guys automatically get first, second, and third, which is pretty cool. And you all chose different base themes too, so you will also be getting your best in theme category as well. So there's that. So without further ado, let's get into it. So in third place, we have Bassett with Pyramids. So Bassett, aka Zoe, entered her base entitled Pyramids, which used a lot of the Sins of Black Adam furniture. It was an Egyptian theme base. It was super fun. It had a bunch of traps and a throne room that led you ultimately to a huge underground treasure pile in the bottom of the base, which is really fun, and utilizing all the cool treasure piles that we got, again, from Cheetah. So, yeah, it was a really great base. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm going to have a showcase of all these in the next coming weeks. The next, I think, 2.5 to 3 weeks are going to be dedicated to the best in shows. So you guys will get a more in-depth look at all of them. But yeah, it was a really great base, and it definitely was worthy of third place, and it was really fantastic. Thank you so much, Zoe, for your entry. So now we have second and first place. In second place, we have Cruella with Ohm Gardens. Branthar, who is the wielder of Cruella, I will say, who hopped inside Cruella's skin for a really fun tour and showing me around the base. Again, that didn't go into the judging process, but like the way the base is laid out, like if you guys have not seen it on the stream, it's insane. It has the longest path I have ever seen in a base because of how it was sectioned off, and it went into the back of the big room because it's an Atlantis theme. So he also wins Best in Show for that. Or not Best in Show, Best in Theme for the Atlantean theme. But it curled around up top, like through the hallways, like downstairs, and then you come back up, and it goes back into the back area, like the large room of the. It's crazy, and it's all meticulously done and just really fun, and has a bunch of patterns, and it's some of the statuary and the item combos are crazy, and it's just it was a blast. It's a really fun base, and I can't wait to showcase it for you guys. So yeah, so that's second place is Cruella, aka Branthar, with Ohm Garden. So that leaves with like out of all three entries, that means that Hedessa 666, aka Pentagram 123, has won Best in Show for the EU side with their base entitled Portals, which was absolutely fantastic. It was a story about aliens being displaced from their homeworld and trying to live on Earth, and kind of almost terraform the Earth in their own way with electricity, which was really cool. So there was like electricity smirking everywhere, and a lot of fun use of base items. It was extremely immersive, which I thought was crazy. I couldn't tell it was the Gothic theme. I had to break everything to figure out what theme she was using for, so I can figure out Best in Theme. I didn't know. It is the Gothic theme, I do believe. And it's a really great, I don't know, it's really fun. It's got a great story to it. The use of the triumphs throughout is really fantastic, and the new, like, all the new anniversary furniture too. It's really great. I can't wait to showcase all these for you guys. But yeah, so congratulations to Pinta, Bran, and Zoe for their entries. I will be contacting you guys about your prizes, and for choosing things and all that good stuff. So we'll figure that out in the next coming weekend and week. Hopefully, I should have everything hammered out. So yeah, that is the EU side. So now we get into the what took the bulk of the judging for the competition, because 26 entries on the US side. You guys are crazy. Like I honestly, I always tell myself I'm happy if I get 2 or 3 bases with every, base off. Like, if I just get 2 or 3, like, that's completely fine. And it's a good time, and it should, it'll make for a nice little stream, and it'll be fun, you know what I mean, to reflect with the community and all this stuff. But 26, that's insane. And all of them, like, in the EU too, just everybody's bases were incredible. So it was nuts. You guys are crazy. So, out of the 16 base themes that there were 9 of them used. So there are 9 best in themes, and then there's the first, second, and third, which are best in show. So instead, I'm gonna do best in show first. I think, yeah, I'm gonna do that first, so that way, because best in show will probably take their best in theme too. Like, usually that's how it goes. So and then we'll do the theming afterwards. So let's get into it. I'm just going to jump right in, and we have in third place, it was El Furchos with their base entitled Killing Joke. It was, guys, El Furchos did an amazing job of recreating the Killing Joke comic, like in DCUO furniture with progression. It had foreshadowing, like, so it literally is the Killing Joke comic personified in DCO furniture. There are different scenes, like it starts out in his apartment, it goes to the bar where he meets the criminals at, there's the Red Hood costume, all this, and it's like, when the scene transitions, there's purple and green plates under the doors that you're supposed to break to go through, so like it has like a joke, like it's almost like a turn the page kind of thing for the story. It's so cool. And then there's foreshadowing because like you see the Ace Chemical vat that's there, and then you go around up top, and the Batman gets you, and then you jump into, oh man, it's incredible. If you guys have not seen the VOD, please go check out the VOD, and I will definitely have a showcase on this. I think it's going to be next Saturday, I think is when I'm going to be featuring it. I'm gonna have to check my tour schedule, but it's be in the next couple weeks for sure. So, yeah. So Alfurchos, thank you so much for your entry. It was beyond phenomenal. It was a great use of storytelling and use of furniture, and again the foreshadowing throughout. It's a really great base. So yeah. So in third place we have Alfurchos with Killing Joke. Now, first and second place were very, very difficult for me to figure out. They went back and forth, head to head from time to time. Um, but ultimately, it came down to the little details, I think, in the base. So, in second place, we have Lady Clay with their base entitled Arkham Asylum. If you guys did not catch the VOD, again, I cannot stress this enough. Please go back and watch it. I'm gonna, again, if you don't want to watch the VOD, just wait till Monday, because I'm going to be doing a special video showcasing the VOD. So it's literally its own thing, because Lady Clay created her own mission with her league mates, the All-Star League. Shout out to them. It's incredible what she did. Like she interacted with me. I had to figure out a passcode. I had to free the Joker from Arkham Asylum. Harley Quinn basically gave me scrubs to impersonate a doctor, and we went through Arkham Asylum, and it was a whole thing on stream. So if you haven't seen the VOD, go back and see it. But what really drove this base to be second place for me is I didn't see any of the details that were throughout the base during the live stream. Like, you guys don't understand. I'm going to also do just an actual showcase, probably the Wednesday after, I think is when it's scheduled for, next Wednesday, I think it is. But there are little nooks and crannies in the whole base that have like Easter eggs in them and finely crafted rooms. Like there's a phone area where like it's a prisoner can talk to like their loved ones on the other end, which is insane to do with base furniture. Like the way there's even like phones, like literally the pay phones are clipped into these little booths that she made, and there's a shower room, there's a morgue and a lab that nobody saw. Like it's crazy. It's a medical bay. Like there's a lot more in that base than any of us saw, because Lady Clay was kind of guiding like the doors to open, because it was like a mission, right? It was like an interactive narrative, so there were closed doors and everything, and I was kind of like role playing in that scenario to make it, I wasn't like skipping ahead or looking at anything. I was kind of like going with the show, with the scene, because it's super fun, and it was really fun for me. But going back through, you guys, there's so many beautiful details. There's an Easter egg behind Mr. Freeze's cell that had Nora behind ice, like encased in ice. It's so, I can't, like even without the performance, the base was meticulously done and stunning, and I can't thank Lady Clay enough for her interaction, but also for just the detail to the base too. It was really fantastic. So in second place we have Lady Clay with her Arkham base. She also had two other dive themes too that kind of like showcased it, but just because you can only enter one base for base off, I had to go strictly based off of the Gothic theme, and that's where I went. So it was the Arkham Asylum. So yeah. So thank you again, Lady Clay, for your your entry and your interaction and everything. It was really fantastic. You and your league mates are just the best thing. So that leaves the best in show for the U.S. side, which was, this base is probably one of my favorite bases I've ever seen of all time. I love it so much. It is like I genuinely, just the way the base is mapped out is incredible. The amount of detail that was gotten with 700 spots, the story that was told, I could see the story. Like I knew exactly the story that was going on with this base, and it was Battlehorn's Lake Town stronghold, which It was incredible. So there is going to be a weird jump cut there because I definitely was holding on to my notebook to look at all the winners. So that means so I was not hanging on to my controller. So 15 minutes passed and I didn't realize it. So sorry about that. So yeah, there's probably gonna be a weird cut. So that means I'm gonna have to edit this. But yeah, so I think I was in the middle of talking about Battlehorn's base. Yeah, so there were two dueling factions. Like I said, the Bestiamorphs are in the castle. And I was talking about King Battlehorn, who I didn't get to document Battlehorn's last base. They entered for Base Off Days of Summer, which was really cool. And it was kind of like the same like Bestiamorph Kingdom, but in the forest kind of thing. With a maze and all that good stuff. But Lake Town Stronghold was... It did some things with base items that are just, it's the drawbridges, the use of the plywood to cover up the stairs, the docks, the dueling factions with the different banners, all the knights trying to storm the Bestiamorph castle, coming out of the castle portal, the dungeon beneath, just everything. Like, it's just the garrison up top with the cannons. And all the different armories of the Bestiamorphs that were perfectly disguised while still, like, having the Bestiamorphs manning, like, the cannon or sitting on the throne. It was incredible, man. Battlehorn, this is like I said, it's one of my favorite bases I think I've ever seen on the game. I knew the story. Like, I went through and not only did I know the story, but it was just beautifully crafted. It was insane how you built this castle with this dungeon and the town. Like, it's just, I can't get over it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever seen on this game, or any base I've ever been in, or I've created at all. Like, it's just, it's really, really, really good. Like, you should, like, that, it's definitely one of my favorites. So that is your first place winner, is Battlehorn with Lake Town Stronghold. Sorry, I keep messing that up for some reason. Okay, so those are the first, second, and third, and all of them are in the Gothic theme, which is crazy. I did not see it going that way. So we'll get into the best in themes here now. Like I said, there were 9 out of the 16 base themes that were used, so there were a few of you guys who had to duke it out for that. So yeah, Battlehorn definitely got the Gothic best in theme, so you will be getting the first place prizes as well as the best in theme for your Gothic theme. And then we're going to get to, let's see here, what other bases do we have? Okay, so we have an ancient theme, which I think there were like 3 or 4 of you guys in the ancient theme. But the one that won out, point-wise, was Psychotech with Wicked Woods. It's a great base. I love it. I've toured it before. It's really fun, and again, it just was really utilized the ancient theme really well. So Psychotech, you'll be taking home the ancient best in theme. Let's see. For tech, we have Mean Streak 1 with OPM. One Psychotic Mind, I think, is what it stands for. But it was a really great use of all the tech stuff. I liked how it devolved into chaos at the end. It was really great. So that was fun. Best cave theme, we have Seraphel BSW for Batman Arkham Cave, which was cool. They had the Joker stuff and the Batman stuff, and it was just like, I really like the cavern area in the beginning. Like, it was like a mine, and like you were kind of mining your way into the Batcave kind of, and there was the contraband and all the armories. It was really fun. It was a great use of the cave theme. So you will be getting best cave, best in theme. Amused 28 with Sunshine Club definitely gets the best space base. It was the only hideout out of all of them besides Lady Clay's bases, of course. But I love a good hideout, and it was so fun. It was so charming. All the interaction with all the pets. The speaker with the bombs was awesome. I loved the cooking station, all the food areas that were there, all the little mixies mingling and the mixie mingles. It was really great. So that was one of my... I always love a hideout base, so. And great use of items too, like the way the teleporter was made up, the windows, like it's a really great base of use. So thank you so much for entering. You will take home the best space base theme. Uh, for Atlantean, I think we had two duking it out, and this one was actually really hard to pick from because we had Great Goddess Danu, and we had Hellclown 127, who had both of their bases, and it was by a single like sliver of a point. But Hellclown won out versus Great Goddess Danu. Great Goddess Danu has a lot of really great item combos, but the story with Hellclowns and the whole raid boss in the bottom was really, really fun, where they were all fighting to try and keep Hellclown out of the source wall. It was pretty great, and that waterfall area with the rainbow was really nice. So Hellclown, you'll be taking home the best Atlantean theme. For Brainiac, we had three of you guys fighting it out, which also was a real. All three of you brought really great bases. I think it was Sailor Jupiter. Let me think. It was Sailor Jupiter. Oh no, Sailor Europa. I think that's what it was. Sailor Europa. Why is it? Oh yeah, because you had Sailor Jupiter as your avatar. That's why. I'm so sorry. I have that written down here. Smooth with their base entitled Smooth. Which I found out is like the ones and zeros is an O for binary, so that makes sense. And then Naho and Drew Prince's entry, not there, not here. And again, it was a really, really great use of items and everything and all of them, but overall, Naho and Drew Prince won with their base, so you won Best Brainiac Theme. And House of Legends was the Time Lords with the TARDIS. That was awesome. Like, it was a Doctor Who inspired base with all armories in the back. I really love that base a whole lot. It was really fun. Lots of cool Doctor Who references and just really well done overall. So just a really well crafted base. So you won Best House of Legends theme, and the Manor theme was the most duked out between all you guys. I think there were 7 or 8 Manor themes that were fighting for this coveted prize for Best in Theme. But the winner is Cleochus with Garrison. It was super creative, man. Like, I've seen a bunch of Manor themes, and the way you use those ice block walls to make like a like an ice castle with all the archers up above shooting down the battle scene, and the way the base, like, it's incredible. Like, I can't believe you only used 700 spots for how filled the base was. When I looked to see that you had stuff in the cave actually too, on top of the rooms that you created, like, it's awesome. Like, especially like the whole infantry and cavalry that you had set up in the beginning room. It was great. So yeah, you'll be taking home the Manor Best in Theme. So I'm sorry this video's so long. There's just a lot of winners and a lot of stuff to say, and I'm gonna definitely timestamp this, so hopefully you didn't have to listen to my entire spiel. So sorry about that, and also sorry about the editing. I can't believe I went for over 15 minutes. I'm gonna actually move my controller just make sure I don't time out again in case that's coming up. But yeah, that was based off a decade in Décor. I seriously cannot thank you guys in the base community enough. You guys are just like the best thing, and I've been burnt out with the game like a bunch like in the past year, and it's just the base community keeps just rejuvenating me, and this is no different. You guys are incredible with just your passion and everything you bring to it, and I mean 29 entries and all of them were just spectacular. So thank you all so much. Thank you for your entries. Thank you for everybody who helped support and promote Base Off, the donors who donated all the good stuff that went, like that makes the prize pool possible. Like, I know a few of you actually donated a Raise of the Multiverse, as well as like just the Batman floor statue and the materials, and just like all, it's crazy. Like, you guys are, thank you so much. I like it's you guys are fantastic. And also just yeah, thank you for everybody who showed up to stream. Like I said, I'm extremely introverted, and though, like, I needed to decompress after the streams because I was extremely tired because I'm just not used to being super social on that level for hours and hours at a time. I don't think I've had so much fun on this game in years. So I cannot thank you guys enough. Like, there were so many people watching at one point that I was like, whoa, like, I'm literally streaming DCUO at midnight on a Monday, and I have this many people in my chat interacting with me and just having a blast. So I can't thank you guys enough for watching and interacting and being engaging and just yeah, everybody who had absolutely anything to do with Face Off, thank you so much, because it it's always fantastic. So all right, I'm done gushing. I'm going to edit this video together and hopefully have it uploaded for you guys in a good time. This is the night before, literally, because it literally took me that long to judge. So again, thank you so much, and happy 10th anniversary to base decorating and 12th anniversary to DCUO in general. And yeah, expect the next base off to be announced. I don't know if it'll be next week, because like I said, I really need to get the prizes together. So I'm gonna do that, but if it's not next week, hopefully the week after. I'm trying to plan my whole year schedule out in advance, so just be on the lookout. I'll definitely let you guys know in my community tab, as well as on the forums. You guys will, and in the Base Crafters Discord too. So there are a bunch of ways that you guys will know. So and of course an announcement video here on the channel too. So so yeah, thank you again so much for everything. I can't wait to see what you guys create in the future, because this was an absolute blast, and I hope you guys will join me for the next Face Off. So again, congrats to all the winners, thank you to all the contestants, and happy 10th anniversary of base decorating, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.